What's up, everybody? It's PB here, and I'm back with another review of Stargirl, Season 1, Episode 8, Shiv, Part 2. So, apparently, they did actually want to do a two-part episode in Season 1, which is great. I wasn't sure if they were going to do it before the season started, but I did look ahead a little bit and seen this is what was coming up. And did it deliver? Well, it was the shortest episode of the season. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? You tell me down in the comments. But if it's your first time here, welcome. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you are excited to talk about Stargirl, or to listen to my review, either one, doesn't matter. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up. If you're not excited about Stargirl, or you're just here to hate on me, I welcome it. Go ahead and hit that thumbs down, and we'll start talking about Stargirl right now. Anyways, this episode, I would say, it was damn great. It might have been the best episode of the season since the series premiere. Like, it was that damn good, even only being 40 minutes long. Like, that's short. They're going to be able to play extra commercials when they put it on the CW this time, instead of cutting stuff out of it to be like, hey, was there a deleted scene we can add? CW's going to be asking that question. Hell no. They ain't going to ask that question and be like, hey, I see we can put in 20 minutes of commercial instead of just the regular, 17 to 18 minutes. Thank you. Extra money in the bank. So CW Network's going to appreciate that. And I don't necessarily dislike that the episode was short, because it didn't feel like 40 minutes. There's a lot of stuff going on in this episode. And I'll talk about it in the abstract, because if you've been here before, you know I'm going to talk about it non-spoiler first, and then we'll do the recap and get into the spoilers. That way you can get an overview, decide what you want to do, if you want to stick around for the recap, if you want to skip the episode, yada yada yada. Yeah, it was a great episode. I recommend that you go and watch it. If you didn't see part 1, you might not quite understand what's going on, though, because this episode picks up right where that one leaves off. Like, almost immediately. I don't know specifically how much time is in between the episodes. If somebody wants to tell me, like, if you could figure it out, that would be amazing. I don't think you're going to be able to. There's no way to get any inclination of the exact amount of time that there is in between the episodes. I would guess that it's only a few minutes real time in the show. But yeah, they hit all the right beats again. There's the mystery, intrigue, and action. So you're hitting all of the big points, and that's what I like. We're not wasting time on bullshit that doesn't connect to the story or doesn't create more interpersonal relationships with our heroes, because I assume that's what you want from your shows. That's what I want from my shows. That's why I liked this particular episode so much. I thought it was great. If you don't think it was great, go ahead and tell me why. Tell me why I'm wrong. But I feel like anybody who's coming here and listening to this is going to agree with me, and they're also going to say that it was at least good. I don't see anybody out there that's going to say that this was a bad episode. And it definitely didn't have anything bad in it when it comes to the soundtrack or the score. And like I said in my previous reviews, I absolutely want some compilation album or something like that for the soundtrack that they have for this show, and just throw all of the songs together, because some of them will be totally random. Most of them kind of fit together, like they're mostly pop music that's relatively new, as in the last 20 years, instead of the stuff that Pat listens to, which is old as hell. But yeah, I don't know how much more I can talk about the episode. It doesn't introduce a whole lot, but it makes you want to think about what is coming next while you're watching everything unfold on the screen. So I thought that they put it together quite well. I didn't see any big mistakes in the episode either. I didn't see any editing errors where somebody picked up something or something was in the wrong position or timing was off or something like that. The choreography was good. So yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can say that isn't spoiler. So I'm going to get into the spoilers right now. So if you got to get out of here before I get into the spoilers, do it right now. You got about 5 more seconds until I get into it. So in a 3, 2, 1, we're doing it now. Right now. Anyway, like I said earlier, picks up right where it left off. And Pat is driving down the road in his nice-ass fucking car, just cooking right along, and he crashes that motherfucker into a streetlight. Unbelievable. I was so goddamn sad. I was like, no, why would you do this, Pat? Like, that was such a nice damn car. I can't believe that you would crash this car. Ridiculous. And then it cuts to the little title screen, and then we see that Jordan and Barbara are having a dinner. And they're, chatting it up, talking business, blah, blah, blah. They're on that thing. I don't know what city they're in. Stop jingling and making noise, cat. Like, I was going to kick you out of the room, but then you looked comfortable, so I left you there, thinking that you were going to be quiet. So be fucking quiet. Stop making noise in the background, you bitch. Damn. So, when they're having dinner, Jordan gets some information that he has to leave. He's going to go visit a friend. And right after he leaves, Pat calls Barbara and's like, hey, we just had an accident. Everything's fine. But, yeah, it was bad. So she's like, okay, well, I'll be coming home then. So Courtney wakes up in the hospital. She's like, well, what the hell's going on? And her and Pat talk about it. And he's like, well, there was an accident. That's what I had to tell the cops. That's what I told the hospital. So then I needed there to be an accident, so I crashed my car. And he told her that. And she's like, oh, Pat, you love that car. I can't believe you did that to me. We love each other so much. That's great. He's like, well, we need to tell your mother the truth. She's owed that much, right? I believe so. She is definitely owed something for all of the half answers that she gets in this show. I don't know, maybe something like that. I don't know what you could give a mother other than unconditional love. But Courtney says don't tell her what's going on because she'll take it away from me, because her mom can take the staff away, but Pat can't because he's just, the stepdad, which is hilarious. And then we cut to Cindy talking to her dad, and she's like, yeah, I took down Stargirl. He's like, really? You took down Stargirl? Because I sent some people to get the body, and the body wasn't there. And he's like, and she said, well, I hurt her. And he's like, yeah, I bet you did. She's like, why you keep bringing up mom? He's like, I didn't bring up mom. So how about you just get the hell out of my face, and you get out of here, and go, be a normal kid or whatever. Go be a high schooler. Well, I don't remember exactly what he said. It's not necessarily important. But then he said, she didn't listen right away. And he said, don't you make me take off my hood. And holy fuck, if she didn't stand at goddamn attention and about face and walk the fuck out of the room. So what the fuck happens if he takes his goddamn hood off? Like, is this some Medusa shit? Like, you go fucking insane, you see this guy's lizard head? I don't fucking know. I don't know anything about this freaking Dragon King bullshit. So then back at the pit stop, Rick is just going crazy. He's like, this fucking bitch tried killing Courtney. We gotta go out there and we gotta fucking take down Cindy. And Beth is like, well, what the hell, Rick? Like, you need to calm down. Like, Courtney's in the hospital. Like, we can't just be going out doing stuff. We're not equipped for that. And then he lashes out at her. She's like, well, you get hurt, so then you just want to hurt other people. That's because Rick doesn't know how to control his emotions. He just doesn't know how to do it. He hasn't been taught it because he grew up with his shit fucking uncle. That's his problem. So that's going to be his problem, I don't know, for how goddamn long. He's got a huge emotional problem. And then, I don't remember what they decide to do. They decide, oh, I remember now. Oh, I just needed a moment. They are going to go check out Cindy. Yep. They're going to go see what's going on. They're going to, scope out her house, see what her family life is like. From afar. And I was like, okay. And then there's a real short scene where Pat wheels Courtney in front of Brainwave's room, and Henry is sitting there, and she says, hi, Henry, and he gets up, and he shuts the door in her fucking face, and I was like, oh, he ain't be talking to bitches. Apparently, Cindy said not to talk to anyone. And now we get one of these nice character-building moments where Mike decides to give some of his whatever pizza rolls, I don't know what the hell they call them in the show, to Courtney, instead of, keeping them for himself like he always does. And then he apologized for what he said at the football game about, him saying that Pat is stealing his father away, because she's not. They just, spend a lot of time together because they're superheroes, mate. And then we get the funniest frickin' scene of the season, possibly. Pat goes into the basement, and he decides to talk to the Cosmic Staff and tell the Cosmic Staff that it needs to protect Courtney, and if things are getting hairy, take her away from the danger. And he's like, hey, if you understand me, then just do something. And the staff just sits there and does not a fucking thing, and he's like, you're talking to a stick, Pat. You're losing it, Pat. Like, you went down into the basement to talk to a metal fucking staff. That's what you did, son of a bitch. And as soon as he leaves the room, the staff glows. So the staff understood exactly what he was telling it. So that was pretty cool. So the staff gets it. Barbara gets home, and I thought for sure that Pat was gonna come clean and be like, yeah, I had an accident. Like, I swerved for something in the road, and I hit a light pole, blah, blah, blah. But no, he fucking lies right to Barbara. Like, I thought that she was going to be getting the truth, but no, he goes back in with a lie right away. It's like, oh, well, Courtney was driving and we crashed. What do you mean she was fucking driving? Because she was passed out in the back goddamn seat? She was fucking driving? Are you kidding me? So you tell Barbara that she crashed, that's going to be on a police report. You don't think she's going to see the police report from when you get the fucking car back? Like, my God, man, this is something that she can actually go back and look at and be like, oh, this was the driver of the vehicle. This motherfucker lied to me straight up. You're fucked, Pat. You are straight up fucked. And then he was going to reveal that they were superheroes, and she's like, no, let's talk in the morning. But it don't matter, because as soon as she finds out that he lied about her driving and that he was the one that was driving, she'll be like, why on purpose, blah, blah, blah. And then the truth will come out. You ain't gonna be able to lie anymore, Pat. Like, you cannot lie about stuff that is verified by a third party, you stupid fuck. Like, oh man. So many men make that mistake where, oh, I was out with a buddy, and then your girlfriend or your wife, they say, hey, they call up that buddy. Oh, were you out with my husband or boyfriend? And they go, no, man, I was at home last night sleeping. And you're fucked. You're fucked, Pat. You lied about something that somebody else is going to tell a different story about, and she's going to know that you were fucking lying. And then we cut back to Jordan. Icicle, yeah? He's sitting in a room. He's just waiting for a guy. Apparently this is the guy who he was waiting for. His friend. Except it's not a friend. It's one of the guys who is responsible for his wife's death, because he was the guy who could have blown the whistle on one of the places that gave her whatever fucking disease she died of. Who gives a shit at what disease she died of? It was a horrific death. I got talking a little too fast, and I needed to slow down. Sorry, everybody. So this guy comes in, he's like, you could have blown the whistle. Can you whistle? He's like, are you crazy? And he's like, he don't answer him. He just turns into Icicle and turns this son of a bitch into a popsicle. And he thuds to the ground. And that's about all she wrote from that sumbitch. Like, yeah, maybe don't be a bad guy, and then you be alright. And then we cut to frickin' Henry, Brainwave Jr., in his father's office. He's looking for some pills because he's got a terrible headache because he don't know how to control his telepathic powers. And he keeps on raising up one of the pills off the desks. And I was like, oh, that's pretty fucking wild. Apparently, he's going to learn how to, I don't know, control his powers with aspirin. That's hilarious. Or Tylenol, ibuprofen, I don't know what it was. It's some over-the-counter drug. Like, you're using drugs to focus your powers. That's fantastic. Anyway, Pat finds out that Beth, Yolanda, and Rick, they went over to Cindy's house. So he goes over there. Beth knocks on the frickin' door. They decide... Oh, not they. Rick runs over. He's like, we gotta get the hell out of here, Beth. What the hell are you doing? But it's too late because Cindy's ma answered the door and they go in the house. And as soon as they go in the house, it cuts away. And I was like, oh, son of a bitch. So it cuts away, and what does it cut to? It cuts to Barbara telling Courtney that a friend is there. And I was like, well, that's odd that a friend is there considering all of her friends are somewhere else. So what possible friend could she have that's there? And sure shit, it's Cindy Berman. Motherfucker. I was like, goddamn. So she comes and she apologizes and everything. And I was like, wow, that was a big moment for her. She don't apologize to anybody about everything. About anything ever. Because she's a royal cunt. But she apologized about this. I was like, strange. Very strange. And then we cut back to Pat and Beth in the house. And this is when the most egregious of all sins is committed. The most egregious. They are going to inspect the house, and they find a bunch of strange shit in the house, right? It's got fake books, stuff isn't adding up, blah, blah, blah. But you know what doesn't add up? Beth asks for a cookie, right? No problem there. And I don't know her mom's name. It's a stepmom. She goes and gets the cookies. So she brings the cookies back, and Beth has the goggles on. So she's like, what are those? She's like, oh, I got bad vision, blah, 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 right? Cool. Still no problem. But there's about to be a problem. Beth is eating cookies and then asks the stepmother for, and I quote, a glass of water. That is some super villain shit if I ever heard it in my life. Like, you're telling me that this girl in the house here, who's allegedly supposed to be the new Dr. Midnight, she's supposed to be a superhero, but then she asks for a glass of water to go with her cookies? Fuck no, man. That is sinister bullshit. Get it the fuck out of here and go back to Canada with it. Not here, not ever, Fucking milk, milk always, you're having cookies, what the hell is going on? So she investigates the house farther, and she finds the little keypad to get into the basement, so then she goes into the tunnels. And then it goes back to Courtney and Cindy hanging out, and then it goes back to frickin' Beth walking in the tunnels, and she loses communication in the goggles, and nobody can get in touch with her. And then goes back to Courtney and Cindy again. Like, it just keeps going back and forth. Real, not like quick cuts, but they want to keep the intrigue building in the episode, which I appreciate. And right as Cindy is about to leave her house, she says, Courtney, by the way, I really love your staff, Stargirl. Oh my God. And I was like, oh my God, that is a mic drop moment right there. It's like, God dang. So she did know, because I seen the preview and I was so confused at this point. I was like, how is what happened in the preview going to happen here? Like, what the hell? And then this happened. I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. She does know who it is. She's like, yeah, you think I couldn't see through your stupid mask? Frickin' hilarious. Oh my God. She's like, yeah, I'm not going to tell my dad who you are because I don't want to get sidelined. Which I don't know how that's going to get you. He already sidelined you Like, there's nothing you can or can't do unless you killed all of them immediately. Like, if you slaughtered her on the spot, slaughtered her mom, slaughtered her stepbrother, slaughtered her stepfather, found all of her friends, slaughtered them in the entire afternoon, and then reported back to your father, been like, hey, I just killed the JSA, here are their trinkets, you're welcome, then you would get a seat at the table. You dumb bitch, but whatever. So then Courtney's like, dude, she knows. She texts them. She texts either Yolanda or Rick. I'm pretty sure it was Yolanda. She's like, she knows that I'm Stargirl. Cindy knows that I'm Stargirl. And what does Beth do? Instead of getting out of the house, she decides to go into Cindy's fucking bedroom. Because she's still looking for clues. She ain't found any goddamn clues because she ran out of the tunnel as soon as she heard Solomon Grundy yell, which I would probably run to right to the pants store if I heard Solomon Grundy yell. You know what I'm stepping in. You know exactly what I'm stepping in. So she goes into her bedroom and she finds one picture of an old Japanese man. I was like, oh, he's some war criminal. I don't know who the hell he is. He's Dr. Shiro Ito. And I was like, okay. Meanwhile, while she's doing this, Rick and Yolanda, they're fucking suiting up in the middle of the day in like some garden on some street in the middle of nowhere. Like, she didn't even go into a phone booth a la Superman. Like, this is DC. Come on now. You can't just change into your superhero costume in the middle of nowhere. And Cindy gets into the house. And when she walks into the house, Pat is still under the sink helping the mom. What's her name? Debbie, I think? I don't fucking remember. It doesn't matter what the Cindy's stepmom's name is. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit at all. Not one goddamn bitch. She's probably a fucking robot. The goggles could not identify her. It doesn't matter. He's under the sink, so Cindy didn't see him. She walks upstairs, and just in the nick of time, Wildcat pulls her out of the window, and then Rick catches her because he turned his hourglass, so he's got super strength. And Cindy's like, well, strange. Seems like somebody was in here. Don't know what's going on. Wonderful. So then, just after that, Pat's just about to get done with the sink, and this frickin' stepmom is feeling him up with her leg like, yeah, I'm sure you don't get any physical contact because your husband is a fucking lizard man. I don't want to have sex with a lizard woman, so I can only imagine that you don't want to have sex with a lizard man. So Pat/Luke Wilson is probably looking pretty goddamn good under your sink. Anyways, they regroup outside, and Pat's like, oh shit, Cindy knows. They tell him. He's like, son of a bitch, what are you guys doing? You can't be dressed like this out in public. And hilariously, Yolanda covers her boobs like she's in full Wildcat uniform, and just for a moment she like covers up like she's getting out of the shower. Like, take off, what are you doing? You could take off the helmet and somebody would just think you're wearing some fucking unitard. Nobody would know what the fuck you're wearing. Wildcat's been dead for 10 fucking years, and you're a woman. This is not the shape that Wildcat has, except the cowl's the same. Just take the fucking cowl off. At least Rick didn't completely suit up. He just put the hourglass on and tipped it upside down. Like, why are you being a dumb bitch? So then Courtney's like, shit, I gotta go save my friends. She goes down into the basement and grabs the staff, and she's like, hey, we gotta go save the JSA. And the staff's like, we're sitting here. We ain't going nowhere. We're sitting right here. She's like, come on. We gotta go save them. And the staff won't move. And she goes, we have to go. Pat is in danger. And that is when the staff moves. So even though the staff seems to not like Pat, the staff most definitely likes Pat. So it goes with her, and they take off out of the fucking house. And I don't know exactly when she suited up, but you know, that's I don't know in what time she suited up, but that's when she suited up. Maybe she suits up on the fly. I don't know. We finally cut back to Henry, and he found a key when he was digging in the drawers. And apparently, in the time that he's popped this one pill, he's been able to focus his powers. So now he's taking this key and he's going all around the room and trying this key in every single hole. And it's not working, not working, not working. And he finally tries it in the hole in the bookshelf and it opens up. And he sees the brainwave costume. He sees a picture of his mom. He's like, what the hell is going on in here? What is this room? And then he sees some files on a table. He picks them up. And one of them has a picture of Cindy attached with a letter from Dr. Shiro Ito to Henry's father, saying, hey, it'll be a good time. It'll be great for Cindy to watch Henry. She's really good at watching things. And he's like, you have got to be shitting me. He didn't say it out loud, but that was his sentiment. And he's like, what the hell? And he took off. I assume he is going to confront Cindy. I know that's where I would be going if I was told some crazy bitch is watching me. Anyways, Cindy works, so she comes back into the room and she's like, into her bedroom. She's looking around and she doesn't understand exactly what's going on, because she said, someone's been in here, like something was off. Because she didn't notice from before that the picture was missing. So looking around, she must have noticed that the picture is missing. And while this fucking happens, Stargirl fucking flies through the window and tackles that fucking bitch into the fucking wall. Oh my god. And a shard of glass goes into her face. I was like, oh shit, that's fucking painful. Cindy's got a shard of glass in her face. She pulls the shard of glass out and she heals like fucking Wolverine. Because I can't think of off the top of my head what DC character heals like Wolverine or Deadpool or whatever. But she pulls it out and it heals instantly. I was like, what the hell? So, the battle ensues. And they're just beating the hell out of each other. Fighting. They get knocked out into the street. She frickin' beams her out into the street. And then there's Henry pulls up and he's like, Cindy? Are you okay? And Cindy stands up and turns around, and Stargirl fucking tackles a fucking bitch again. And then Cindy kicks her away, and then Stargirl takes her stand. Cindy's like, I'm gonna fucking kill this bitch. And then they go at it a little longer, and Cindy gets the upper hand. And this whole time, Henry, obviously with his powers, he can hear what they're thinking. And Cindy, she boom, pulls out her shivs, her daggers, whatever. And she's about to frickin' stab Stargirl. She got the upper hand, man. She has the literal high ground on top of her. Stargirl's like, shit, I ain't gonna be able to hold her off. She's too strong. And at the same time, Cindy's like, I gotta kill this bitch. This is gonna get me a seat at the table. Stop being a pussy, Henry. And all of a sudden, Henry just fucking screams, stop it, and lets out a giant wave of psychic energy and blows Cindy onto the frickin' adjacent street, blows frickin' Stargirl way back. I don't know exactly where she frickin' landed. And then Cindy gets back up and she was gonna go start fucking fighting again. And a bunch of the Dragon Kings, or I assume that's Dr. Ito. He turned himself into a fucking lizard man. A bunch of his drone men grabbed her and drug her down into the fucking sewers. And while they were doing that, I don't know where they came from. Like, they just popped out of the sewer or popped out of the bushes. I don't know. You tell me where they fucking came from. I don't know where they came from. I have no idea where they came from. But they wear dark cloaks and it's nighttime, so they came from everywhere and anywhere. Right? Anyway, Stargirl runs over there. Cindy's gone. No idea where she went. And then Henry, he's asking Stargirl, hey, where'd Cindy go? And reading her thoughts. And Stargirl's like, oh man, he can read my thoughts. And he figures out that she's Courtney because he can read her thoughts. And I was like, oh fuck, now another one knows. And he thinks that she's doing something to him. He doesn't think that it's him doing it. He thinks that she's projecting the thoughts or something like that. I don't know why he thinks that. Like, if I had telekinetic powers, thinking that I had, I don't know what the word is with the tele in it, but psychic powers to read minds isn't that far away. Why would I think the other person has some weird psychic powers when I have telekinetic powers? You fucking weirdo. And then the last thing that we see is the Dragon King saying that his daughter lied to him about Brainwave Jr. having powers. So now, I don't know if he's going to abduct him or just try and, bring him into the fold so that they can complete Project New America. But I assume he's going to try and bring him into the fold first. Henry will decline, and then they're going to abduct the shit out of him, because that would be spectacular. Anyways, that's the whole episode. So this definitely isn't my shortest review, which is funny because it was the shortest episode. So let me know what you thought about the episode below. Let me know what you thought about this review, this recap. I thought the episode was great. I thought this review was great. There's going to be something playing here in a moment. If you'd like to listen to that, that would also be great too. So until next time, everybody, I, Pop Culture PB, bid you adieu.
If you are enjoying the content, please hit subscribe and ding the bell for notifications. That way you will never miss an upload by Pop Culture PB.